all starts here. Welcome into Game 1 in the first round of the Western Conference Playoffs. We are at Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. Tonight, it's the LA Lakers taking on the Phoenix Suns. Along with Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. Jay, you look at the Lakers coming in. They're rested. They're ready to go. And they'll have home court advantage to begin here in Games 1 and 2.
And I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to this series right here. This is going to be a dogfight. We got a couple of teams that match up very well. I can see this one going to length. Yes, 7 games. That's how even these teams are.
To Paul. Booker, terrific vision. Slam dunk, DeAndre Ayton.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Just getting going here in Game 1. Shot from the lane won't go. Now Paul with the basketball. 2-point advantage. DeAndre Ayton to Paul. Count the bucket for 2.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
James to Kyle Kuzma. To Schroeder. Off the mark. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Short jumper won't fall.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
From the outside, no good. Paul with it up top. They lead it. 4-point game. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. James to Caldwell Pope. And flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
With a drop step. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Old school equals high percentage.
Here's Schroeder with it. Down 4. Here comes the screen. James to Schroeder. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. Here's LeBron for 2. Gets a look. Can't hit.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
LeBron into the front court. 8-2 our score. Here comes the screen. Can't connect.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Booker's shot off the mark. Schroeder with the basketball. Down 6. Short jumper off the mark. And he'll go to the foul line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Off the mark. 0 for 2 at the line. LeBron James sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. Missed his first. That one goes.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
Hey, look. Pretty dudes can mix it up once in a while, too, I guess.
Phoenix with it. Booker to Mikal Bridges. Takes stock of the floor. Curling inside. He gets it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
LeBron into the front court. Down 8 to Drummond. Schroeder matched up with Paul. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Drummond steps out, and the rebound taken down by the Suns. To Mikal Bridges. Here comes the screen. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Schroeder to James. And the rebound comes down to Booker. Paul into the front court. His team leads it by 10. Ooh, Chris Paul. 2 for 3 now here in the first. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Mikal Bridges. Kicks it around the perimeter. Fires the 3. He was all over him. LeBron with it up top. Down 12. Kuzma to James. Has a look. And hits off a killer step back. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
From the painted area, won't go down. Across the timeline comes James. They find themselves down 10. To Caldwell Pope. Can't connect from inside. Another follow. No good. To Paul. DeAndre Ayton. And a throwdown. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Schroeder against Chris Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
Phoenix has the ball to Paul. A drive, but he can't get it to go.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Schroeder to Drummond. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. Drummond. Not a good shot there as he misses it. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
And he connects on the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. It's Cook with the basketball. His guys down big. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. It's Suns ball. Runner's good there.
I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Chris Paul with the block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Trying to cash in. Harrell can't connect. To Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. Chance for Chris Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. 4 out of 7.
So deadly. Now look, part of that is God-given talent. But the other part is that ball speed combined with that handle. Oh, that's off the charts. But he always finds a way to slow himself down right before he goes into that shot.
Short jumper off the mark. Has a chance. Doesn't get the bounce. Cook to bring it into the front court. Down a bundle. Smith. Cook shot won't go.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
DeAndre Ayton at the line. Nope, first one does not go. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. much contact. Free throws on the way.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free two.
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 73%. First try, no good. Knocks down the second after missing the first.
The 2021 NBA Playoffs one-round games and highlights will be coming up next on Devin Smith Showtime Sports in America.
Not that time. To James. Oh, he got a piece of it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
And a chance coming up at the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Lakers at the controls right now. Here comes the screen. Sizing up the defense. And the rebound taken in by the Suns.
The 2021 NBA Playoffs one-round Game 1 matchup coming up next on Devin Smith Showtime Sports in America. For New York Knicks 5 Atlanta Hawks.
This is the first round of the West Playoffs on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Los Angeles has the basketball. To J.R. Smith. Caldwell Pope. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Caldwell Pope. Working hard and a putback slam.
If you know anything, it comes down to who wants it more. And right now, the offense is just hungrier.
Paul into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Nothing going here on that drive. Cashes in for 2.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Smith to Caldwell Pope. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Paul across the timeline. His guys hold a commanding lead.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. DeAndre Ayton. 5 on the shot clock for Phoenix. To Crawford from long range. First free throw is good.
Coming right back to you.
Second and 3 is good.
Shot, bro.
Hits all 3 free throws.
Good shot. Wait on it.
Lakers ball
Pick him up. Pick him up.
to J.R. Smith.
Hey, watch this screen left. Hey, clear out. I got you.
And abuses the rim. Big finish for Andre Drummond.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Daniels, defended by Quinn Cook. Andre Drummond, snatching it out of the air.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Smith now into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Drummond. To J.R. Smith. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3 with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for 2.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Kyle Kuzma. And the Suns secure the rebound.
Wait on it.
And the rebound taken down by the Lakers. It's Cook with the basketball. He'll run the offense. The big fella, Andre Drummond. 3 for 6 now.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Crawford. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Offensive board. Gets it in the left corner. Crawford. Shot clock winding down. From the outside, no good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
No, the Suns come up with the steal.
When you're outmatched talent-wise, you cannot get outworked. Get that ball back.
Los Angeles, they have it. Smith. To Drummond. Able to convert inside. Now whistle and a timeout for Phoenix as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Paul against Schroeder. Beyond the arc for three. No good. That's great defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
LeBron James. Couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Knocks down the first. No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip.
The 2021 NBA Playoffs one-round Game 1 matchup coming up next on Devin Smith Showtime Sports in America. 9 Memphis Grizzlies 1 Utah Jazz.
Get back his first step. Will he still have it? There you go.
Layup goes down. Well done.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To Mikal Bridges. Five seconds to shoot. Here's CP3. James with the board. Schroeder to James. Lets it fly from long range. Can't get the bounce.
Portland Trail Blazers led Series 1-0 over Denver Nuggets in the 2021 NBA Playoffs one-round Season 8 games.
It was right there.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Deep right corner. Crawford to Paul. Trying to cash in. Crawford's shot off the mark.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
LeBron James, now 3 for 9.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Booker. Paul against Schroeder. Oh, straight down the middle, 4-2.
Can we all just agree that that handle is next level, but that jumper's wet too?
James into the front court. His guys down big. Schroeder to James. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark. Anthony Davis able to recover with the block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
LeBron James has got 2 shots coming, shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Into the front court, it's Booker. His guys leading by 14. Gets to the basket and scores.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Caldwell Pope to James. Great look and vision. And he throws it down. Andre Drummond with the slam.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Add 2 points to the board.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Lakers at the controls right now. Schroeder to James. Probing the defense. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
LeBron James at the line for a chance at a three-point play, shooting 66% in this contest. Off the mark on his free throw. Now Paul with the basketball. They lead it by 14. To Booker. Here comes the screen. Rebound Drummond. Schroeder to James. And look out. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
Paul to Booker. Andre Drummond rejects it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
James to Schroeder. Deep left corner. Caldwell Pope to Davis. It's James. Not that time. Paul with it up top. Up a dozen. To Booker. Gets it to go. And the foul.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Devin Booker trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Can't convert the free throw. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. Paul, here again Schroeder. To Booker. Has a chance. He scores on the step back. Jay, how did he get free?
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Got it.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Fires the three. Tough shot. Well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer, it's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Suns put together a nice half and were rewarded with a solid lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Lakers.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Ayton has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after 1 half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. LeBron into the front court. The deficit now up to 12. Schroeder to James. Curling inside. Runner here won't go down. It's Phoenix ball. The pass taken away by the Lakers.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Chris Paul at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. A career 86% from the line. Free throw good to cap off the 3-point play as they continue to open things up here in the 3rd quarter. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. He'll run the offense. Here comes the screen. LeBron James in a matchup with Booker. Not done yet with a drop step. Anthony Davis. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
DeAndre Ayton to Booker. a chance, but it's no good.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
James to Davis. And the rebound belongs to Phoenix. Paul into the front court. The advantage is 13 points. Slams it down. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
LeBron into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Schroeder, to Davis, down low. And that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Now to Booker, down low. Look out, Devin Booker. He's 3 for 7.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Schroeder to James. They'll get it down to Davis. Able to convert inside.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Paul against Schroeder. Five on the shot clock for Phoenix. Paul drills the three. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
To Davis. A pass stolen by Phoenix. Slam dunk, DeAndre Ayton.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
LeBron James with the rock. To Kyle Kuzma. Surveys the floor. Schroeder to Davis. Has a look. Anthony Davis. 4 out of 7.
From somebody who loves to score a lot himself. Defensively, if you are guarding me in a parallel position, I can have whatever I want when I want. You have to force this guy to go one direction, make him go towards his weak hand, and then contest that shot.
Can't go down. Smothering defense. Davis to Schroeder. Sacrificing everything for the loose ball. Trying to cash in. Jumper's good.
What was once a tight space is no longer. There is absolutely no way the defender can recover after that move.
LeBron James matched up with Booker. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Kyle Kuzma. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Suns control the possession. Booker to Paul. Here comes the screen. Booker. Can't miss those. Cook to bring it into the front court. His guys down big. James to Kyle Kuzma. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping him.
It's Cook with the basketball. Down a bundle. Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Paul. To Booker. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul to Booker. Has a chance. A shot no good there for Booker.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. Anthony Davis, huge block. That's his third block this evening.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
To James. Screen coming. LeBron picked up by Booker. Nothing going here on that drive. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. His percentage right now, 57%. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Booker. Paul. Here again, Schroeder. Shot clock winding down. It's Paul for 2. And the Lakers with the rebound. Schroeder knocked loose. Picked up by the Suns. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Short jumper won't fall.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Los Angeles has the basketball. To Kyle Kuzma. Caldwell Pope. Probing the defense. James, tough shot. He hits.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Paul into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Kyle Kuzma with a piece. Paul.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
LeBron shot off the mark. Booker with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. DeAndre Ayton in close, converts.
No. See, this is where I lose my mind. If you have that height, you got to throw that one down with authority. Send a message.
Nothing going here on that drive. Offense, look out. Anthony Davis with the slam.
Brow down, Ed, when you come into my town.
Wow, you rhyming right there?
Obviously.
Paul. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Look out, Devin Booker. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%. Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
This offer is only valid during today's game, so take advantage of this great opportunity.
Time to shuffle things up. Gets to the basket, but it's no good. Booker against Schroeder. To Paul.
Got him.
Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down?
Wait on it.
Lakers ball.
My ball.
Schroeder matched up with Paul. To James.
Got you.
Takes stock of the floor. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. And he scores on the step back.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Paul here against Schroeder. To Booker. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Shot clock violation. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Quinn Cook picked up by Paul. Davis. And knocks it down. Jay, for the defender, tough to gamble once the ball's behind the arc.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Paul to Booker. Goes reverse to lay it in.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Anthony Davis lets it fly. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Footer at the buzzer. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
And he connects on the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Third quarter comes to an end. The Suns lead it big. It'll be Suns basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet, but with a double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
Chance for Paul, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Shot from in close, no good. To Paul. And the finish, slam dunk.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To J.R. Smith. Down low for Davis. Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
And he buries it.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Paul up against Cook. Short jumper stays out.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Caldwell Pope to Davis. And that's rebounded by the Suns. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Cook to bring it into the front court. He'll run the offense. Knocked loose. Taken by the Suns. Going the other way. Off the assist.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Paul across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Chance for Chris Paul, and the rebound taken by Caldwell Pope. For 3, won't go down. To Paul. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go. The screen sets him up for 2.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
Now the Suns going to signal for a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter.
Summer basketball camps. Space is limited, so you must act soon. Visit our team website for more details.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Paul in a matchup with Quinn Cook. Has a look. Wide open. Too easy. You can't give him that look.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
To Drummond. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
First one, count it. And he makes them both. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Gets a look. Can't hit. To Paul. Trying to cash in. Shot by Paul won't go. To J.R. Smith. Short jumper misses. Has a chance. Just not going down. It's Cook with the basketball. Down a bundle. To Caldwell Pope. Smith to Caldwell Pope.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Can't connect on the first free throw. Missed the second as well. Paul. Has a look. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Kuzma to Drummond. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Suns. Paul to Mikal Bridges. Paul. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
DeAndre Ayton trying to cash in on the three-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. Los Angeles, they have it. Doesn't have the touch. No good. To Booker. Paul. Shot from the lane won't go.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
James to Kyle Kuzma. Scores from the post. Now Paul with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Anthony Davis swats it. Fourth this contest.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
James to Kyle Kuzma. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
To Paul. To Booker. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Schroeder to James. Nothing going here on that drive. Caldwell Pope to James. Almost unlucky bounce. Paul with it up top. His guys hold a commanding lead. Mikal Bridges. And he finishes at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Lakers at the controls right now. Schroeder to James. Schroeder to James. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Paul. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Paul. Won't go. Caldwell Pope to Schroeder. They go down to Davis. To Caldwell Pope. Here's LeBron for two. Knocks it down off the step back.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Booker. From the painted area, won't go down.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
He wants it at the rim and scores.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Paul to Booker. Short jumper off the mark. To Schroeder. Davis. Too much contact. And free throws coming.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First free throw is good. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Here comes the screen. Paul picked up by Schroeder. Booker to Paul. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
LeBron James wants it off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. It's the Suns with the victory. They've jumped out in front, 1-0 in this best-of-7 series. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Suns put one in the win column with a solid performance. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Here are the guys who put up the most points to the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Check out the leading scores for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Ayton could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.